Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video by UmbrasDarkness. In today's video, you guys, we're going to be talking about everything related to villages. This is everything I've found out in the first roughly 48 hours of playing this game and what exactly a village means and how the villages impact your game style. So first and foremost, what types of buffs can you get from a village? Elixir production, elixir capacity, damage dealt, peacekeeping damage, and hero experience. Early on in the game, if you go into a point of war, elixir production will be beneficial. If you go into a peaceful zone like we did, we own basically all of Sophrostia. No one contested us. If someone contested us, we were able to dominate them easily. So most of us have gone with almost straight hero experience. As you can see, there are different level of villages. We can actually see they go up to level 10. I don't know if they'll ever update this to go higher, but as of now, the highest level we will eventually have access to is level 10. And I imagine that those are actually in zone 2, zone 3. You can also see that there are no other villages planned as of this time. The only villages I've really seen are hero experience and damage dealt. So maybe other villages aren't even available right now. But if elixir production or hero experience is available, again, depends on if you're a point of war or if you're at peace. Hero experience is huge right now because all your heroes reset. You want to get those up and running. You want to go as high as possible and get zooming so that way your hero levels can go as fast as possible, so you can push dragon tails, you can get your policies going, you can make all of your CP as worthwhile as possible. If we go ahead and click in here, you can only raid villages that are in alliance territory you are connected with. Each player may only raid the same village once. So even though there's a level 5 village I have access to, I can only raid it once for that 5% hero experience boost. There is a maximum limit to how many villages a player can occupy. This limit is increased as the Augur Stone progresses, and village buffs can stack. So all my hero experience ones do stack. It's not like it chooses the best one. And then in the Augur Stone one, you can see here, the first increase is, as level 1 passes are opening, you get another 5 villages, which means we'll go up to 10. This is really relevant because the second that you get that, you want to be taking another 5 villages. Know where you have to go, make sure you're good to go, preferably in the alliance you're going to be a part of, because 12 hours after that, the level 1 pass is open and you want to be able to TP in there. You want to be able to be a part of the war. You want to be able to help take care of your alliance. All right, so that's like the basics of it, villages and stuff like that. My recommendation, again, hero experience, and then subsequently after hero experience, elixir production. I do not see a value in elixir cap or peacekeeping damage dealt or village damage dealt. The reason that I don't really see a value in them is you can send multiple marches to the village. I'm about to raid this village right here. As you can see, I'll be able to raid it with multiple of them. It just takes 40 stamina per hero. So because I will have 40 stamina on each of my heroes, it'll be easy day, not a big deal at all. The peacekeeping damage dealt is really for darklings. Again, not a significant deal because your peacekeeping damage dealt isn't really going to matter when you're sending out multiple legions to fight off those darklings, because you don't just want a super power level 1 march, and if you are doing that, then they're going to be so much higher than those darklings are going to be anyways. The reason you don't want a power level 1 march is because in PvP, things like that, it's going to become difficult if you don't focus on, an infantry and a mage. We have raids starting. The second milestone that unlocks is the ability to do level 1 raids with behemoths. So things like that definitely play an impact on what you're going to do. Now, as you can see, Bones 7 here is starting a raid on the village. This is very relevant because it means that I cannot raid for those 3 minutes that he is raiding this village. That means that multiple players can't attack, multiple players can't try and do the same village at the same time. It also means that, as you can see, you only have 3 minutes to complete this. So in my case, if I start marching back, my archers have a 6-minute march. So I definitely marched there first to ensure that my marchers would be there. before the raid started, so I didn't just time out. Now, assuming, let's say in my alliance, right, I am a part of Reza. In my alliance, we only really have one village buff, right? And it's not the best. It is actually the worst village buff out of any of them that we've really seen or that anyone else has access to. And that is a level 1 village hero experience buff plus 1%. Now you can abandon these as much as you want. The hero slots are 150. The number of players that can take part of a village drops the higher the village is. So if we look at a level 5 village, which is the highest I've seen in zone 1, it's only 70 players, so less than half of what a level 1 village has. You can, however, as you saw, own a village from a different alliance and still get that hero bonus. The reason that you can do this is if we click into the information about this, point number 6 says if you're a player occupying a village is not a member of the alliance that owns the village, you may launch a raid against them. After succeeding in the raid, you will replace that player as an occupier. Now, that means that if you are alliance hopping like I am and they have a player that they feel takes priority over you, they can launch a raid against you. It also means that if your alliance loses this territory, let's say we were at a point of contention and RP02 was fighting with RW02, if they lost this area to our RP02, they could take this village and kick out everyone for their members to get that buff. So that's something to pay attention to. It's going to be strategic where you want to drop towers or leave them, or where you may or may not want to put up that final fight to ensure that you have those bonuses, especially when it comes to level 10 bonuses. All right, you guys, here you can see that you can just abandon a village. There's no cooldown, it's just a verification. And then in order to raid someone else, even if you're at 43 out of 150 or whatever the limit is, you can see that you can select by selecting that orange button and selecting who you want to raid. So like, let's say a troublemaker or an inactive player got removed from the alliance. You can select someone to raid instead of maybe a member from a different alliance that you don't want to. It still takes 40 stamina to raid them. In this case, I'm raiding Morpheus, my R5. He's been in a couple of my videos. You should definitely check them out. And you can see that it's just the same level Darkling. So it's not like it takes your troops or your stats. Here we're experiencing a bug where it says I don't have enough stamina. So I don't have the 40 stamina to raid. But I do have the stamina, as you can see, in order to be able to successfully launch this raid. I don't know if this bug is unique to villages. We can see that a raid takes 3 minutes still, so you definitely want to make sure your troops are there in order to ensure maximum success on the raid. You don't want to time out, and you'll see why in a moment. So here we can see that a raid, after you fail it, because my troops had to march back, you get 10-minute cooldown before you can hit it. So in this case, I'm down to 8 minutes. I wish I would have grabbed the exact amount of time that you have on cooldown. I don't know if it changes with the level of the village, but here you can see roughly 10 minutes based off of the bar. I didn't realize this was something that would also take place, so be careful when you're raiding to ensure you have adequate amount of troops in order to be able to support, because that is definitely something that will impact you as you're continuing to play. Now I have my legions back here. We're gonna go ahead and select Morpheus. Again, he's my R5. This is a friendly takeover. Takes 40 stamina, same warning as always. You can just go ahead and attack. So the battle isn't hard on a level 1 village. It's a level 2 unit. It's not the same as a level 2 Darkling. They are slightly more difficult. I use 2 units here just to ensure I take it down. I don't want to have to re-record or ask Morpheus to leave again. And you can see I get the hero experience bonus, same as always. There's no indication I took this from another member. It just shows that I hit this player. So those are all the battle reports I see here. Now Morpheus does see the hero village that he lost, the level of it, what type of village it was, and who attacked it. So that's a lot of information. You know whether or not it's friendly, you know whether or not Maybe that village was taken over by another alliance, you know, if it might have been a mistake. So that's all we know about PvP and how it interacts with the village. So I couldn't find a level 10 village just to try and give you guys an idea, but I did find a level 9 village. As you can see, only 30 players can host it. 4,500 flat elixir production rate. So that's kind of interesting. It's just a base, it's not like a percentage. I don't know if that changes with other villages. Like I said, this is the first one I found. You can look around on your map for the small houses and try and find other ones. Like if this house right here, click on it, another level 9 peacekeeping damage, 6%, 30 out of 30 players. And this is all inside of zone 3. So it does look like the higher level villages are gate kept by the higher zones, which makes sense, just like higher level darklings, higher level forts, things like that. So definitely something to be on the lookout for when planning strategically where to go. Here, level 7 village, again a flat elixir production update, and it's 50 players that can hold this. So you're going to have to be selective, and if your alliance loses that buff, you will suffer the consequences. Now, to show you guys what the raid looks like, go ahead and click raid, click confirm. You can select multiple regions, right click on it. One of my marches don't have enough stamina. So as you can see, one of my marches don't have enough stamina, so I have to slowly figure out. Looks like it's that march. Doesn't have enough stamina to be able to hit this, and I'm just going to use 2 marches because it's not that big of a deal. I'll go ahead and start sending these marches homes. You can use artifacts. It's just like a little darkling, nothing more than that. It doesn't really look like you get that much. It looks like it's a level 6 darkling patrol. It doesn't show up as anything else, so you don't really know that it's for a village. And I haven't gotten a report where I get kicked out, so I don't really know if there's a mail that comes out that says, hey, you were removed from this village. Now again, I can go ahead, I can quit this alliance real quick, and I still have those buffs, still 13.5%. So definitely worth coordinating with other alliances to ensure that you are getting the most out of all of them. Now, if I find another village that's higher than 1%, I'll swap over to that alliance, I'll send out my units, and I'll definitely take advantage of higher than 13.5% pure experience gained. All right, you guys, huge shout out to my Patreon. Thank you guys for taking care of me. It sounds like more and more of you guys are joining up with this game. They enjoy the content, so thank you guys so much. I have a schedule for videos, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Otherwise, you guys know how we do it when you do it over here. Catch me down in the YouTube comments. I try to respond to as many as possible. You can find me on Discord. I'm the #1 talker. Or worst case scenario, you can catch me on K102. Until next time, y'all. Stay humble, stay happy, stay hungry. Bye, y'all.